Hey, what's up, Drivetrain? We are back with another video. This video today is a refurbishing video. We're doing some bike maintenance. We're going to take this cruiser, which is new to us, and we're going to get this thing cleaned up, ready to race, ready for the track, because Riley's had some fun recently racing cruiser, and we just needed to find something for her that was not huge. And so this bike fit the bill. I'll tell you the story about it as we go through it, but first, let's flip you around and take a look at this thing. So this thing here, this is a Redline 24-inch BMX cruiser. Like all of our bikes, we're running a single gear. This looks to have, and I gotta count it out still, but it's a 42 on the front. I know that because, well, it says 42 right there. But my assumption is that we've got a 42-18. So the gearing is right. This bike, it came with some clips, clip pedal, Shimano style things. We're gonna pull those off. But the bike's got some wear and tear to it. This lady, Michelle, sold us this bike. She said she was racing this thing out in California. And then back in 2020, they moved here to Virginia. And they ended up not being able to find a track. Obviously, back then, things were kind of shut down anyway. But they went ahead and had it in the shed for quite some time. But this thing is a good fit for Riley. It's got a shorter top tube angle on it. It's, I think, right around 21 1/4. So it's officially like a pro size cruiser, where the one I'm racing is a Pro XL cruiser. Now, some of the cool things, it does come with a half-length chain on it, so that's nice. Got a nice good chain on it. Again, cranks and sprocket are going to do just fine. They do spin really nice already. They've got some good action. Back here in the back, we'll take a look at this a little closer when we get this off. There's a bit more of a mid-school look to it, if I can zoom in. It's a flip-flop hub, so we could put a freewheel on this side, or we've got a freewheel on this side. Back in the day, we used to use those to run some smaller gearing. You could put a 13, 14, or 15 on the one side, or this other side, it could be 16, 17, or 18. We've got to pull this thing apart. It's dirty, hasn't been ridden in years. We need to put some different grips on it, clean it up, probably a new brake cable based on, well, that right there. But I love the old 09 plate here that we've got, and just the bike in general. We're just looking for something that was basic and rideable, that fit Riley and was not massive, and this is a great option. So we've got this cruiser here. This cruiser is more of an older school build. It's got your kind of standard 15 millimeter bolt in the axle nuts. All right, so with these couple key tools that we're going through in a different video, we're gonna go ahead and break this thing apart. Let's get this racing plate off first. That is gonna be necessary. There we go. But let's take it apart with these wrenches that we're talking about in the other video here. Now this thing's got the old lock washers on it that hold it in place. I keep a pick tool pretty handy because it's easier to pop these things out and not get your finger caught in a jam. I feel like there's a storm a-brewing. My electricity and lights have blinked a couple times out here. And see if we're getting some summer storm coming. Come on. All right, front wheel. Front wheel's off. We'll set that down. Sure. Perfect, right there. All right, back wheel. Now, before we get to the back wheel, we're not gonna be able to take it off unless we undo the brakes. So if you pinch, for the most part, if you pinch your brake calipers together, there's a quick release on these V brakes. My cable's a little tight, so I'm going to try and get any slack I can out of the cable up here. Can we make it work? That's the question. We can. It's just, can I do it while on camera? There we go. All right. Awesome. That is an old cable. Crusty. So now that we have a bunch of slack, we can go ahead and easily get this quick release out. This thing's got Tech Pro brakes on it, which they stand the test of time. I did notice that the brakes kind of live to one side, but part of this process of blowing this thing apart and cleaning it up is going to be addressing all of those challenges. Shoo. The other thing I noticed, this bike does not have any chain tensioners on it, which means they have locked this back wheel in place. There we go. Pretty tight. Looks like it's got Teflon tape, you know, for plumbing on this hub over here. So that's fun. We'll look at that. Spin this, get our chain off. There we go. Pretty dirty, but that's why we keep old toothbrushes in our toolbox as well. So we'll clean this thing up. Here's that Teflon tape I was talking about, or string or something, who knows? Who knows what that is? We'll address that in a minute. All right, so we've got wheels off. I want to blow the front end apart, but I'm going to take these grips off first because we're doing different grips. These have, they've been out gripped. So this bike comes with a fun story though. Michelle, like I was mentioning, Michelle used to race back in California, and these were her lucky grips. She had a blast doing it. She's now a mom of multiple children, and she said she had a wreck and her son got a little excited and was ripping down a first straight somewhere, and he took a hard fall. Sounded like he jumped something and went to flat. And so the dad was like, hey, now that we're moving to Virginia, can we maybe cut back on this bike racing thing? You guys are all getting hurt. So because of that, the bike sat, and we get to give it some new life though. We're gonna come in on these forks. We're gonna clean all this stuff up. I think it's mostly just dirty. I don't think it's rust. The frame's in really good shape. It's a nice aluminum frame, 6061 aluminum. And again, the headset cups, these are pressed in. That kind of tells me the era of this frame. They're not integrated like all the more modern frames are. So they press in, and anyway, it's still just what we used to call an A headset, so just locks onto the forks. We're gonna clean this whole thing up. I'm gonna even take the cranks off because there's a lot of dirt back in there. And we gotta get these pedals off because, well, we don't ride clips around here. We're on flats only. So that 15 millimeter is pretty common for pedals as well. Let's see if we can get this to go the right direction. I should have done this before I took the chain off. I guess I could just wait to do this last. Maybe though, we get up the old mallet or dead blow hammer, whichever one is closest. And we can just, so I feel like that's tightening, so let's go the other way. There we go. Get this other one loosened up, and then we will remove them all. There we go. 2 professionally removed clip pedals. Well, they will be. Might try to see if somebody at the track wants to test out clips and we can loan these out to them or gift them to them. They don't really have a purpose in our lives. It did come with a nice pair of Fly shoes as well. They're small, but so is the rider. Yeah, these things run good. No wobble in them, no wiggle. A lot of spin. So what I just went ahead and did was pulled the pinch bolt out that's back here. It comes in this way and goes through. And I've got the washer. There's this nice little spacer to help space out the sprocket from the crank arm. But you can see all the dirt. There's a lot of dirt. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean that up. When you take out bolts that look a little bit, there we go. Bolts look a little bit like that. Just get a little wire brush or something. I mean, you can scrub it with a towel, but a little wire brush just knocks all the dirt off, little surface rust that's on there. We can go ahead and toss that thing back in. But next thing I'm gonna do is pull the front end apart. So I'm gonna take care of headset. And again, we're gonna go back to the multi-tool. So I always like to loosen up the side bolts here first. These are usually 6mm. So there's one that's loose. Second one that's loose. You don't have to take them all the way out, just get it loosened up. Drop down to a 5mm is usually what this top bolt's gonna be. We're just gonna go ahead and get this bolt out. All right, so bars first. Kind of shake and wiggle. There we go. And then headset cup stuff, spacers, whatever you want to call them. Let's drop this thing down. We'll give it a little love tap again. A little tap, tap, tap-a-roo. There we go. Ooh, all right, unsealed bearings. That's how we know it's mid-school. Unsealed bearings. So what I'm looking at here is I just dropped this down. You can see all the little ball bearings in there. They look like BBs, and BB stands for ball bearing. So these are unsealed. So while this was really smooth, that means we're gonna have unsealed bearings here and another set up top. No worries, all of us older folks used to deal with these all the time. All we gotta do is clean these off a little bit with a towel and then put some new grease in them. We'll lube them up real nice and clean out the cups and then be good to go. But that's just something to keep in mind. If you pull something down that has unsealed bearings like this, if they're not in good shape, and you could have bearings falling out everywhere. So now that we kind of broke the seal on this, this is gonna move much easier coming out. Whoop, yep, there we go. Drops right out. Hopefully. Come on, Mr. Bike Stand. Let's tighten you up. There we go, stay there. So I'm gonna move these bearings over to a towel over here, just so I've got everything in one place. They are well handled, which is good. They're in really good shape. I like that. There's also a set up top though. So let's just dive our fingers in. Go ahead and grab everything. Look at that. We've even got some of the old white lithium grease on there. So that is awesome. This bike was really well taken care of and well loved. Shop towels, always necessary. So I'm just gonna give this thing a quick wipe out up here. I'm not gonna be putting like brake clean or any cleaning solvent in there to clean stuff. This is BMX, folks. We're not landing stuff on the moon or doing open heart surgery. We're riding BMX. All right, that's clean. I'm just gonna leave the bottom bracket like it is. Like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and clean this thing up, get a towel in here. We are gonna use some soap and a towel on this whole frame, trying to clean up some of the dirt and the marks, and then we'll get to repacking bearings and put this whole front end back together again. Oh, we're gonna take the brakes off too. Let's do that next, actually. Dog, you're going bonkers. Hey, go lay down. Go lay down. So V-brakes just have one bolt that comes down the middle. I'll loosen that up, take it out. It's usually 5mm, maybe 4mm. 4mm actually. Anyway, find the one that fits the hole and use it. There's also a spring attached to it. Don't worry, it's not going to jump off, but you want to make sure that everything comes together as one unit. Just kind of shake it, wiggle it to get it up. All right, that's not shaking nor wiggling. Perfect. Take this old brake cable off too. We know we've got to address that. There we go, that's what it should do, just slide right off. It's got a little spring attached that sticks up. I don't know if you can see that or not. There's a little spring poking up right there. That's what keeps your brakes away from the rim. And then when you pull the cable, they squeeze onto the rim. This other one, well, it's been on here for quite some time. Guess what we're gonna do? We're not gonna hit this one with a hammer, but a flathead screwdriver. We'll see if we can just kind of pry this thing up here. There we go. Little pressure, right, comes off. And look behind it. You see all that dirt and grime? That's what we want to clean up. But just all that stuff. That's actually old grease. Grease will attract dirt, and you got to spend some time on occasion cleaning the bike up so you can keep all that dirt away and re-grease it. Let's go ahead and pull the seat out too while we're here. Seat post clamp. I like this old MCS racing seat on here. It looks sweet, looks cushiony. Ugh. Wow, that's a long post. We may shave some weight off. Just cut this thing down. Keep just a few inches to go inside of the seat post and save some weight. Let's go ahead and pop the seat post clamp off too, because there's a bunch of grime under there. Grimy. There we go. Ooh, you see the dirt falling off of that. Well, outside of our cranks, this thing is broken down as far as it's going to be broken down. So we're going to get some soap and water, spritz, spritz, spray, wipe, and start cleaning this thing back up. Are we going to correct all the stickers? No, we are not. We are riding this bike. Just get it on the track and ride it with new grips. Now, one of the things I find that works really well is just a stiff bristle brush. This can help get just a bunch of dirt and stuff off. Like, I don't know what this white thing was, but I keep this thing around too for brushing dirt off of tires. Let's take one of these back tires here for an example. So if I've got a tire that's got dirt on it, then you can just kind of scrub this along and you may end up pulling all the sidewall dirt off. It's also handy if you're going to race and you're really serious and you need to brush your wheel off before you go up to the race, you can do that too. But again, just kind of like if you just scrub this down before you even get to any cleaner solution, you can get a lot of dirt off with just a bristle brush. Another thing I'm going to do, because some of these decals are in pretty good shape, except for this part right here, I'm going to kind of pick these parts off. Maybe run my little wire brush across it or even a razor blade just to kind of knock down the high spots. So let's grab an old razor blade. Excellent. We're not trying to, again, we're not doing any Van Gogh type painting here. We're just cleaning things up. That's it. This thing is cleaning up really nice. I still have to hit the section right in here, but the rest of the frame has been cleaned up. I cleaned up all of these, the little brake thingies, mounts. I went ahead and cleaned up the bolts, sprocket, put everything together. All the grime and dirt that was back here and on the underside has been cleaned off. So I've got this little set, and what I'll show you is, here we go. So this is a brush. These are also from Harbor Freight, but they come in a little multi-kit. And this one has nylon bristles on it. This one has metal bristles. You want to use the metal very sparingly, but I use this on bolts. So as an example, if I have some stuff on top of this bolt, maybe a little bit of rust or whatever, you can rub this onto the metal bolt and it's going to clean off the rust, but it's not going to break the bolt down. You don't want to rub this on your paint because metal is going to rub the paint off. So be smart about how you use them. That being said, the nylon ones, when you're getting in here to all these little cracks and crevices where the welds are, then you can kind of hit this thing around it and then get the dirt off and then spritz it with the spray. But anyway, a bunch of the stuff cleaned up really nice. I tried to get the forks. The forks look better. From the front, they look pretty nice. Anyway, I've cleaned all the grease off up here, and what I'm gonna go ahead and do is start fitting this stuff back together. All right, y'all, check this thing out. Went ahead and cleaned the bike up. It turned out nice and white. Obviously, there's still a bunch of marks on it, but all the stuff that was around here is all gone. All just, I mean, there's general dirt that was on there that came off, but we got everything put together. I didn't worry about the wheels because I went ahead and put my race wheels on here. So these are the VEGA carbon hoops with some profile mini hubs. It's still the same gearing, so it is a 4218. I went ahead and also took the chain tensioners off of my Cruiser and stuck them on here. I'm not racing Cruiser this season, and I figured it's a shame to have a nice set of Cruiser wheels just laying around. But I also had to switch on the brakes here. This Tech Pro was one that I had, and see how it's got this extra piece on here? What was happening is this brake cable bit was having to get pushed way out over here. Anytime you would hit the brakes, it would get pulled in, and then this arm would not release from the wheel, so it just kept pushing up against the wheel. I had this one in my my parts bin, so I went ahead and put that on. It matches the other one, but the brakes now pull really well. I also had a brand new set of pads, carbon pads that I stuck on here. When you run carbon hoops, you got to have carbon brake pads, carbon specific brake pads. Also chopped the seat post down. I took about 5 or 6 inches off, so now it's coming down to here right now inside, which means I could put it all the way down if I wanted to and really slam the seat, but I think it's in a good spot for her. And I took some grips. These are all original Mongoose lock-on grips that were on my frame. I've never ridden them, and so I went ahead and put those on here as well. Anyway, cleaned everything up, lubed everything up, put my old race pedals on here that we keep in the bin as well. So she's got a good set of flats to run. But this bike's ready for the track. Lubed up the chain and we're good to go. So that's it for this bike reconditioning. Obviously, I didn't go ahead and adjust these wheels here. These are the factory wheels that came on it. They're unsealed hubs, which doesn't make a big difference. They still run fine, but as you can see, one of them needs a new tube, and I didn't have the right size tube, so not a big deal. I do want to show you this though. Check out this freewheel. Clean that thing up, and that is a fantastic freewheel. I think it's a profile freewheel. I could actually maybe look and see. Anyway, made in the USA, so it's got to be something quality, right? But anyway, instead of refreshing those, I did wipe them down and clean them up. So they'll end up going back on Riley's Cruiser if I ever end up getting back to racing Cruiser for myself. But because I'm not racing Cruiser this season, went ahead and stuck some of those parts on that bike, gave her a really nice bike to ride. And it's just a quick build. Hopefully we can see you out at the track sometime. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. That's it for this one. Peace.